Sack Life, Beat Depression. It's day 674, and we're back for more with another round of somatic healing to wipe out depression. Thank you guys so much for being here now. Anyone who's tuning in later, it is a Monday, and it is 110 degrees out here. It is boiling hot. When I walked out of the house this morning, hit me in the face like a ton of bricks, and it's definitely not a day for high-intensity training. Though that is what we had planned for today, and I'd like you guys to push to your skill level and take into consideration your surrounding environment as well. And I would never suggest high-intensity training in 110 degree weather. It's a terrible idea. Don't high-intensity train in a sauna. It's practically the same thing. Out here under the Las Vegas sun in this dry heat, it's very easy to dehydrate. So I'm going to make sure I'm checking into me, pushing to my level, and setting reasonable goals for myself today. It's been 674 days of consecutive progress and success for me, Sackman. How many days has it been for you? I hope that you guys are keeping track of that number, because it's more than just the number of days that you trained. It's the number of days that you've gotten up and fought forward against those debilitating effects of depression. So whatever lies depression or anxiety was trying to sell you, this is your proof that you are stronger than those lies. This is your proof that those were lies. So please do keep track of that number. The more you keep track of it, the more powerful it will become. The more powerful an anchor it will become into this real world, where you can look at your true strength and know what you're capable of. Not just what you have done, but what you can look forward to doing in the future. So please do keep track of that progress, and if you could share it with others, that's one of the best ways we can help people around us, right? We can't change people, but we can inspire, we can motivate, and we can share our progress and hopefully help people to help themselves. So please do share your progress as well. It's something to be proud of. And the other tool we want to talk about to start this show, I think this heat is cooking my brain a little. The other tool we want to talk about is that gratitude tool. Of course, as always, I'm grateful for you guys and girls out there supporting the cause. To the first ones in, I want to shout out to Simon Amaze. Thank you for your support. Lisa the Luminary, and Slayer Ken, thank you for being here, for being consistent. And even if you're not taking the show, even if you're just tuning in to say hello, I appreciate the time, because time is all we have out here. So when we spend it supporting each other, it's a good feeling. It feels good for me and for other people too. So appreciate it. Much gratitude going out to you guys and girls out there for supporting. Also, gratitude going out to Rook for giving me a place to stay and a place to sleep away from this heat, because I'd probably die. I'd probably die out here. This, as I mentioned before, is 110 degrees. I think this is the hottest I've ever had to deal with during a show. Some of my equipment in the bus melted. Mirror melted. Some other things melted. Thankfully, nothing critical. But it is no joke. So we're going to do some Muay Thai today. We're going to practice some Muay Thai. We're going to breathe through. We're going to push through. I'm going to go at very low intensity, and I'm going to be drinking a lot of water, because it's going to be super easy for me to dehydrate. But you guys and girls out there, you can moderate to your level and your surroundings. So when we're practicing these shots and these striking patterns, you can throw them at higher intensity. You can throw them in more volume. If we do a 1-2, you can turn that into a 4-strike combo, right? Or a 3-strike combo, and push to your level. You can moderate 3 things. 3. There they are. The speed of your punches, the power you put behind your punches, and the volume of your punches. So modify and make it your own routine. Really do this for you first. That's what it's about. Showing up for ourselves, taking care of ourselves first, so that we can put ourselves in a good position to help others. Maybe you're coming out of a people-pleasing mentality. It's something I used to struggle with, where I'd always constantly put other people's priorities ahead of my own, and other people's health, other people's mental health ahead of my own. But that tends to lead you down a destructive path where you wind up exhausted and completely out of resources to help anybody, because it's easy to forget about yourself. So now what we're doing here is we're flipping that script. We're taking care of ourselves first. We're taking care of our mental health, our physical health, and putting ourselves in a good position for success. And then, when we're capable of it, then we can lend help to others lend energy, lend time. But we've got to take care of our bodies and minds first, because without that, nothing else matters, right? We can't pour from an empty cup. We've got to have love for ourselves in order to show love for others. So if you can, hey, shout out to Master Checo out there. Appreciate you tuning in. Shout out to Tattoo Richie. Appreciate you as well. Thank you for the support out there. New buddy, Tattoo Richie. Check out his page. He's got some cool tattoo stuff going on out there. A little legend in the industry. And Ken said, "What's up, bro? Sorry about yesterday. I watched the video and made it all the way through after a small barbecue." Yeah, you never have to apologize for missing the live show. It's totally understandable. We all have separate schedules, different lives. Some people tune in from totally different time zones. So if you do catch that show, if you do miss that live show, you can always catch this replay on your own time, at your own discretion. Train, whenever it's more convenient for you, by going to Sack Life Daily on YouTube. So appreciate you staying consistent, and even though you didn't make it through the live show, you still got in that progress. You still made that progress and got that day of training in. So congrats to you, respect to you, Ken, for not letting things that get in the way stop you from still taking care of yourself and pushing forward. So thank you for that feedback as well. Master Checo sent some fires, and that is appropriate because it's 110 degrees. I'm probably not going to stop saying that. It's freaking crazy. Took my breath away this morning, and not in a good way. So you're going to see me drinking a lot of water. We're going to get into a Muay Thai session. We're going to do 3 rounds, 3 minutes each, 1 minute breaks in between to catch your breath, drink water, check in on yourself, and make sure you're avoiding those signs of overreaching. Remember, our goal is mental health, so we don't want to push too hard to the point where you feel nauseousness, dizziness, lightheadedness, you see any spots. Those are all signs of overreaching. It means we have to dial back our intensity. If we train in that flow zone in between that high anxiety overwork and that boredom too low of intensity, we find that spot right in the middle. That's where we can make progress and free ourselves of the stresses that come from the things that we're dealing with. If you check it out, flow zone, flow state, it's been proven to be a eustress experience, which means stress cannot exist in a state of flow. And that's why we aim for that state of flow every day on this show. And the more you practice it, the easier it becomes to enter that state within any given area in life. It translates over into other things. Learning how to challenge yourself to your level and increase that challenge as you go, giving yourself rewards for your progress along the way, helps train your brain to enter that flow state more easily. It could be entered doing anything. It could be entered doing laundry, where you lose track of time, feels like time doesn't exist, all of a sudden your laundry's done, and you feel good about it. It's just something that happened to me one time. So other people have reported other things. You can enter a state of flow in any situation where you're giving yourself that challenge that's appropriate to your level. You're not pushing too hard, you're not taking it too easy, and you're rewarding yourself for that progress. That's how we train ourselves in there. So, shout out as well to Mad with Hats. Appreciate you, man. Said didn't even know it was 6 p.m. Yeah, time gets away from us sometimes, right? But you're here, and that's what matters. It doesn't matter if you're a couple minutes late. It's all good. We covered our gratitude section. We covered our list tool section. Talked a little bit about flow state. Now we're going to get into the meat of the show, the martial arts lesson. I'm going to be moderating down to respect this heat out here and not die training. So we'll practice from Muay Thai stance. In case you're not familiar with that stance, it's going to be a nice, balanced, modern version. We're going to stand squared up with our visualized target. You can visualize a dummy in front of you, right? A figure that we're going to land our shots on, and assign that dummy the word that you want to work on. If it's depression or anxiety, make that an anxiety dummy or a depression dummy, because we know these two things get their power from lies. And what we do in here is physical proof that we are stronger than those lies. We're fighting back with truth. So it helps to consciously acknowledge what we subconsciously do every day that we fight for ourselves, which is defeat those debilitating effects of depression. So go ahead and visualize that target. That's going to help us with accuracy and technique in our shots, and we'll kind of mix it up today. I'll give you a couple different technicals you can use, and I want you guys to really throw at your volume, throw at your pace, throw at your speed, respect your surroundings, and make sure that you're checking in on you. Yeah, 108 right now, on its way to 110. It was 109 a few minutes ago. It's crazy. 76 over there. I'm jealous. I wish I was there, man. It's nothing like Jersey Heat. It's a totally different thing. But let's get back on track. Squared up with that depression dummy. Square up the hips and shoulders. And what we're going to do is visualize a box on the ground. We're going to take a step forward, leaving your dominant hand. That's going to be your rear foot. We're going to take a step forward with the opposite foot and place the ball of the foot in the top corner of that box. Ball of the back foot in the bottom corner. Putting a little bit of bend in the knees will help shift that weight onto the ball of the foot. And then we can move back and forth in that stand, nice and balanced. Our head should be in the center of that box. So if you visualize that box, foot here, foot in the opposite corner, head right in the center. That's going to keep us nice and balanced. We're going to bring those shoulders up high, roll those hips forwards as well, tuck the chin. Guard comes up by the brow line, close the fingers, tuck the thumbs, and we're going to shift back and forth in that stance. You can roll those fists to help keep your pace, keep your rhythm, and find your flow. And we're going to flow into a couple of combos from here. We're going to start with a number 1, twisting through the shoulders, extending that front fist forward. Making sure you exaggerate that shoulder movement will help keep the elbow in line. Send it right down the pipe. Whoosh, right there down that center line. Breaking that guard. Landing on the chin or nose of that depression dummy. Twist back. Let's talk about the cross. The cross is going to come from that rear hand. It's your power shot. Because we're standing at an angle, that shot's preloaded already, right? The shoulder's a little bit further back and the hands further back, giving it more room to accelerate and make more power there. When we use that cross, again, we're balanced, we're squared. We're going to twist and rotate on the ball of the rear foot for the cross. Sending that fist forwards, exaggerating that shoulder movement, keeping the guard high on the opposite side. Rotate all the way back, and there's your jab and cross. We're also going to throw in some hooks. For the hook, we're going to twist through again. For the lead hook, we're going to twist on the ball of the front foot. Boom. Bring that hook around. Bring the guard back to the head after you made contact. For the rear hook, we're going to twist on the ball of the back foot. Whoosh. Bringing that rear hook around and bringing it back to guard the head after impact. Shout out to Hello Nurse. Thanks for being here. And Ken said stay cool. That's impossible, but I will try and stay hydrated. It's 110 degrees. Can't stay cool. Nothing's cool out here. But let's get back on it. Square up with that depression dummy. We talked about the jab, right? We talked about the cross. We talked about the hook, rear hook. And we'll also talk about uppercuts. For the uppercut, it's going to be similar to the hook in that we lock that elbow in at 90 degrees. So when we do the hook, right, we preload. We bring that arm up to a nice horizontal plane, and we lock that elbow in at 90 degrees. We want to keep the wrist straight. Palm can be down or in. That's a matter of preference. And we're rotating through the body, twisting on the ball of that front foot, rotating through the body, bringing that fist around. And it's not the arm that's doing the work. It's the whole body, that whole body rotation. Same as it is with most of our shots. So rotate into that hook. We got that arm locked at 90 degrees. For uppercuts, what we're going to do is we're going to bring that shoulder down, that elbow down, and as we twist, we're going to bring that elbow into the center line, right? So if you visualize that center line right under the chin of that depression dummy, bringing that elbow into the center line and then whoosh, shoveling it up, whoosh, up that center line, driving those knuckles in to the chin or the face if he's got his chin tucked of that depression dummy. So it's going to look like this. Jab, twist forward for the jab on the ball of front, cross, twist on the ball of the rear, hook, twist on the ball of the front, rear hook, ball of the rear foot, and then for the uppercut, we're going to drop that fist down. This is not for combat. This is just for the purpose of training, proper back training. In the ring situation, you'd want to wait to the last second to move that arm down. That way you don't telegraph your shot. But for the sake of getting this right and getting that technique right, we're going to drop that arm down, locking the elbow at 90 degrees, palm facing up. We're going to twist till that elbow goes into the center line, and then send that fist whoosh right up that center line into the chin of that depression dummy. So that's what we're going to be working with today, all punches. Hey there, nurse. Yeah, NYC, it's good today. Hey there. Hello, nurse. Thank you for being here as well, and appreciate your support. So we're going to be doing jab, cross, hooks, and uppercuts, sticking to all punches today, all from Muay Thai stance. Moderate to your intensity level. Change your volume, your pace, your speed, and breathe through. Be respectful to your mind and body on this journey as we make progress together. We'll have the fighting spirit of the 80s going, and as I said before, I'm going to lower my speed and intensity to respect this 110-degree weather so it don't die. Let's do it. Let's get this thing going. Man. Woo. All right. Square up in your Muay Thai position. Guard up high by the brow line. Close those fingers. Tuck those thumbs. Tuck that chin. And start shifting that body weight forwards and backwards. You can find a rhythm here. Find a balance. Find your cadence. I'm going to start this timer. And we're going to start with just that jab. Twisting into that jab for number one shot. Let's do it. Twist and boom. Extend that fist. Land on those knuckles. Rotate back. Square up that stance and keep it moving forwards and backwards. Step in for the one. Bop. Rotate for the two. Pop. Right there. Exhale on those strikes. Tucking the chin into the shoulder for better defense and offense. Rotate back to stance. Let's speed them up a little. And back. Exhale hard through the mouth. Through pursed lips to add some power to those strikes. Inhale through the nose. Exhale out the mouth. 2 shots. Let's go. 1, 2. Send them down the center line. Guard high. Sink on those knees a little bit. It'll help with the rotation. And drive those fists down the center line. Visualize that opponent. Visualize that depression dummy. And crack them right in the face. Visualize that depression dummy getting weaker as we get stronger. Exhale hard and strike. Let's go. Double shot. 1, 2 to the head. Back to stance. Square up. And we're going to start switching over to the hook now. So for the hook, we're going to rotate through. Bam. Bring that fist around. Remember, throw the arm up into a cast. Turn through. Let the body weight do the work. Let the body rotation do the work. 2 hooks. Lead hook. We rotate on that front foot. Rear hook. Rotate on that rear foot. Back to square. Step in. Boom. Pivot and rotate. Whoosh. Bringing that fist around. Now that rear fist is loaded. Bring this one back to guard. Throw it up. Bam. And twist on that rear foot. Back to stance. Square up. Double hooks. Let's do it. Back to stance. Tuck that chin. Keep it square and rotate through. Let's go. Step in and deliver double hooks to the head of that depression dummy. Square up and get back in your stance. Keep it moving. Back to stance. Let's go. Back to the jab cross. Send them down the center line. Now double hook. And back to stance. Remember, change the volume, change the pace, change the speed to match your skill level and your environment. Hit them with that jab cross. Let's go. Right down the pipe. Jab cross. Twist through those shoulders. Really exaggerate that shoulder movement. Send those fists down the center line. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. And push to your level. Ooh, it's heat. Back to stance. Work those hooks. Square up. Back to stance. Double hooks. And back. Keep the guard high. After you make contact, that hand comes right back to defend the head. As the other one goes up, whoosh, we rotate around. Rear hook. Back to stance. Jab cross. And that's the end of round 1. Holy cow. We got 55 seconds to check in on ourselves and make sure we're not pushing too hard. I'm gonna do it for myself right now. Am I dizzy? Am I lightheaded? I'm a little bit lightheaded. So, I'm gonna have to drop my intensity down and make sure I'm chugging more water. Yeah, so you've got to do the same thing. Make sure you push into your level, respecting your environment, and checking in on you. Tuning in on our bodies and minds is the most important thing. Making sure we're taking care of our health. Woo. And not pushing too hard, as we don't want to have a passive day off. Practice active recovery, and that's been shown to provide faster and better results than passive recovery when it comes to training gains. We got 5 seconds and we're popping into this next one. Woo. In the nose, out the mouth. We're gonna have struggles, but nothing is going to stop us out here. We're just gonna prove to ourselves how strong we are. So let's pop back into stance and square up with that depression dummy and deliver a couple jab crosses right to his head. Let's go. Step in. Square up and back. Step in. Square up and back. Double shot. that chin centered. And back to stance. Keep it square. Let's go. We're going to shift over to the hooks now. I'm going to do it nice and slow because weather's reminding me. Let's go. Boom. Hook. Hook. Back to stance. Square up. Keep that guard high. Double hook. Square up. Let's start working. Excuse me. Let's start working on those uppercuts. For the uppercut, we're going to preload that lead uppercut. Preload a little bit by covering up. Twist them back. We're going to drop that fist down, angling it towards that opponent's head. Close the fist, palm facing up. Elbow gets locked at 90 degrees. We're going to rotate on the ball of that front foot. Same way we do for the jab, same way we do for the hook, but this time it's coming from the hip. We're going to fire from the hip, send that fist straight up that center line, boom, and land on the chin of that depression dummy's face. Back, bring it back to guard, drop the other one down, angle it towards that chin, right? Lock the elbow in at 90, twist on that rear foot, whoosh, and drive it up that center line. Make sure you're sinking on the knees a little bit and kind of scooping under, boom. Scoop under that center line and really break through that guard, driving that fist up to make contact. Silky One, shout out, thank you for being here. Step in for the jab cross, back to stance, let's work those uppercuts. Lead uppercut, boom. Bring it back to guard, drop the rear hand, rear uppercut, boom. Back to guard, lead uppercut, whoosh, back to guard, rear, bam, 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 rotate through, boom, through the hips, turning on the ball of each foot, right? Rear foot for the rear hook, rear uppercut, front foot for the front uppercut, back to stance, square up, jab cross, down that center line, jab cross again, moderate to your volume, throw more if you've got them. 3 shots, make it 4 shots. Woo! Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Throw some hooks. Let's go. Back to stance. Hooks. You can throw more than 2. Keep it going. Square up. Jab cross. Let's go. Square up. Uppercut time. Just keep it square. Keep it centered. Uppercuts. Exhale through them. Let's go. Inhale through the nose, double uppercut. Down that center line, back to stance. And square up. That's the end of round 2. Catch your breath. Check in on yourself, make sure you're not falling apart. And shout out to Wesley. Shout out to Silky One, shout out to Carmen Collins, that's my aunt. Carmen out there, love you Carmen. Thank you for being here. It's 110 degrees, and it's extremely difficult. But we know difficulty is not going to stop us. It's just going to show us new ways to overcome those obstacles in life. It's like an obstacle course out here. Once we make those hurdles, we're going to feel better. We're going to be stronger. We're going to be better equipped to deal with our surroundings. So we're going to keep going. 25 seconds. While making sure to check in on our body and mind. Do I feel nauseous? Maybe just a tad. Do I feel dizzy or lightheaded? Just a bit. So I'm going to dial this intensity back and make sure that I don't do more damage than good. Shout out to Seymour Cleavers. Love the name. Thank you for the support. We're back into the 3rd round. We're going to put those tools together we used before. Remember, push to your level, respect your surroundings, respect your environment. And let's do this thing. Jab, cross, let's go. Whoosh, whoosh. I've got to slow it down because I've got to take into consideration this heat and not overwork. Keep it balanced. Keep throwing those jabs and crosses. Push into your level. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Back to stance. Toss some hooks. Square up. More hooks. Square up. Keep going. Drive those fists right into that depression dummy's face. Boom. Boom. Rotate through the body. Really use that body weight. Tuck that chin. Jab cross. Let's go. Pop, pop. Twist through. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Square up. Uppercut time. Let's do it. Whoosh, whoosh. Back to stance. Uppercuts. Whoosh, whoosh. Back to stance. Hook time. Let's go. Bam. Back to stance. Keep it squared. Square up. Tuck that chin. Let the body do the work. Back to jab, cross, let's go. Gotta dial it back. Jab, cross. Chin tucked. Send him down the center line. Keep it square, keep it balanced. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Square up and work those hooks, let's go. Keep it square, double hooks. Keep it square, keep going. If I got this, you got this, let's go. Let's make progress together. 1, 2. 1, 2. Hook time, let's go. Double hooks. Now it's uppercuts. Boom, boom. Back to stance. Boom, boom. Drive those uppercuts. Exhale hard. Twist through those hips. Send those fists up the center line. Driving those knuckles in to the face of that depression dummy. Back to stance. Jab, cross. Jab, cross. Make it a four-hit combo. Boom, 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 boom. Back to stance. Link the jab, cross with the hooks now. Jab, cross, hook, hook. Back to stance. Square up. Jab, cross, hook, hook. Square. Jab, cross, hook, hook. Square. Link them with the uppercuts. Jab, cross, uppercut, uppercut. Back to stance. Jab, cross, uppercut, uppercut. Back to stance. Let's put them all together. Jab, cross, hook, hook, uppercut, uppercut. And that is the end of round 3. I hope that you pushed to your level, made progress today, and gave yourself a challenge. It's a challenge just to be out here in this heat, honestly. And it's a challenge to get out of bed in the morning if you're dealing with depression or anxiety. But the fact is, you did it. If you're here now, you did it. You're here now, and no matter how you woke up this morning, no matter what your head was telling you or your body was telling you, you got up and you fought forwards for yourself. And I hope that you moderated to your level and you didn't overwork. I'm on the borderline, not used to this heat, but I hope that you did that. I hope you gave yourself a challenge. Without a challenge, we can't experience growth. We become stagnant, and we often deteriorate. So please do continue to challenge yourself. And as your skill level increases, you can increase that challenge. But remember, tune into your body and mind, tune into the moment, and set yourself a goal for today. Yesterday, it was not this temperature. Circumstances were different. So I'm not going to set the same number or the same expectation for today. I'm going to set one that challenges me today, because this is where we are, present and powerful, capable of moving forwards. Shout out to Carol Paradox. Love you, Ma. That's my mom out there. Appreciate the support. Shout out to Hello Nurse. She said feisty hooks. I think that's a compliment. Hope you enjoyed them. And Mad with Hat said, hydrate, rest easy, brother, for real. Yeah, I am definitely going to be hydrating. I'm probably going to drink a few of these before the day is over, and try not to die out here, so I can be here to support your growth tomorrow and every day until depression's wiped out from the face of the planet. That was the goal. That was the dedication. It hasn't changed since day one. So I will be here to support you. If you show up for you, I'll be here to support that growth. Until next time, I'll catch you guys same Sack time, same Sack channel, same Sack life. Sackman out.